I'm going to use Affinity Photo to demonstrate how to create text with a pattern like this. So I'm going to start with a new picture, and I'm going to add a pixel layer to it, and then I'm going to go to filters and add a Perlin Noise filter to this one. And I can adjust these parameters. I'm going to have it have a zoom of around 300 pixels and apply that. Now I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to add a layer. I'm going to go to filters and add another Perlin Noise on top of that. Now you could adjust it at this point. I'm going to just demonstrate what happens if you don't adjust it. So I'm going to apply that, and then I want to change this to difference. So it goes completely blank if you change to difference, because both patterns are exactly the same. So what I want to do instead is to fix that. I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to go to arrange, and I'm going to flip it. You can go either horizontal or vertical, and flip it horizontal. So that looks better, but it has this line down the middle. If you like that, that's great, but I'm going to get rid of that. And in order to get rid of that, I'm going to add a brightness and a contrast control. And by adjusting the brightness, I'll get rid of that line down the middle. And you can sort of see what's going on here as you control the brightness of this underlying layer. You can see those lines fading in and out. All right. Now, what I really want is I want an inverse of this image. So I'm going to go ahead and add an invert layer like that. And then that looks really bright, so I'm going to add another brightness and contrast on top of this and bring the brightness way down, and I'll bring the contrast up a little like that. Okay, so this will be like the cracks in the lava where it's glowing out of those. Now I'm going to go ahead to get the color to this. I'm going to use the rectangle tool, and I'm going to add a rectangle on top of this. I'm going to make this a sort of a bright orange color. So turn the saturation up, bring this down until it's a nice bright orange color. And then I'm going to the overlay mode and choose one that I like. And this color burn gives me just the sort of look that I want for this effect. Now you could go in and adjust the contrast and brightness for each of these again if you wanted to see what how that would look. So I'm going to just give it a little bit more of the bright lines there, and this one I'll just tweak this a little bit too. Okay, so that's basically the look I want. So now I'm going to go to Layer and Merge Visible to take a snapshot of all these different effects that I've applied here. So now I'm going to turn these off. And yeah, now I'm going to apply my text to this. So I'm going to grab the Artistic Text tool and put this on here. And I'm going to call this Lava. And I'm going to change the font. And I'm going to use a XR font, a nice chunky font, and make this a little bigger, like that. Now I'm going to be using this text as a mask, so I'm going to change that color to white. Okay, and now I can drag this from this layer onto the thumbnail of my pattern, and it'll apply that mask to that. And now I can add an effect to that. If I select this layer, add an effect, I'll add a 3D effect and increase the radius of that a little bit. You can see, maybe soften that a little, you can see the 3D effect applied to that layer. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to modify this just a little bit more. And so I'm going to actually grab this lava out of there, and I'm going to apply a gradient to this rectangle. So I'm going to grab the gradient tool and just go across this like that, and I'm going to make this one a bright orange, and I'm going to change this one to be a yellow, and then this one I'm going to make a sort of a dark brown color like that. And now I'm going to look at how that looks with my other layers turned on, and turn off this one a second. Yeah, so that looks good. So that's just what I want, and I want it to be, this transition to be right where the word is. And then, so I need to capture that, so I'm going to go to layer again, and this time merge visible again, and then just drag this up to apply that, apply that mask there. And it's currently, that layer isn't visible, so I'm going to turn that on. I'm going to turn all the other layers off, and then go back up to this layer and apply some effects to that. So I'll add a 3D effect as before, and I think maybe an outline, and maybe make that sort of a dark gray. Like that, and scale with object. Okay, let me know if you have any comments or questions.